I know I said I was going to try and drink less, but I think I might actually have to crack a beer to be able to get through some of these Epstein emails. I'm having a hard time, y'all. I don't know about you. I keep thinking as I'm reading through these, like, these are so horrific, but this is the stuff that has gotten out. How bad is the stuff that they are trying so hard to prevent from seeing the light of day? I've posted about it a little bit on Blue Sky today, and you're welcome to go over there and look. I'm only going to actually talk about one of the emails in this video. But as I was reading through all of this earlier, something stuck out to me that also stuck out to my boy Chris Hayes. I have a lot of ambivalence for MSNBC, especially after they let Joy-Ann Reid go, but I do think Chris frequently has good takes. So he said, something that's so striking in these emails is how unimpressive Epstein is. He comes off as a pompous, subliterate lech, yet everyone is so mortifyingly solicitous of him, all fawning and flattering. Why? Yeah, this is something that I noticed as well. And maybe it didn't occur to Chris because he's a dude, but this is literally how women perceive every corrupt, abusive man in power. Oh, my husband's bringing me a beer. Thanks, babe. That's nice of you. I think he could hear from the kitchen that I'm talking about the Epstein files, and he knows how I feel about it. Also, no criticizing the barley wine in a scotch glass. I do what I want. So, like, maybe this is something that is difficult for men to grasp, but every woman looks at a corrupt, terrible man in power. I don't give a shit if we're talking about Bill Clinton or Donald Trump or your pastor at your church or your lecherous boss. Like, we all know men like this who are propped up by other people, who are enabled in doing terrible, awful things, victimizing women and girls in this instance, because so many other people are around them protecting them. They're not even particularly charismatic. They're not compelling in any way. I don't know how they get other people to do this for them. But honestly, this is one of the reasons it was so easy for me to grasp this concept of the pillars of support underneath a fascist. That it is all of these people and institutions under somebody like Donald Trump that prop him up, that an autocrat doesn't actually have very much power. It is the power and protection and enabling that so many other people and institutions extend to the autocrat. That's why he's able to carry out his cruel, awful, abusive, terrible plans. That's why he's able to oppress and imprison and kill people and take away our rights and dismantle our government, right? An autocrat is actually weak. And I don't have a degree in psychology. I don't understand well enough why it is that people are willing to do that work, other than they think they can enrich themselves, other than they think they will get some part of that power. And when we look at Jeffrey Epstein, to me, it's baffling that so many people have protected him for so long and so much power. And we could talk about how there's a lot of speculation about how foreign governments are involved and how deep the money goes. How did everybody let that get wrapped up in Jeffrey Epstein in the first place? Like, how is it that this has spiraled so out of control, that so many people have been willing to sacrifice these women and girls for years and years, for men like Jeffrey Epstein, for men like Donald Trump, and then engage in a massive cover-up afterward? Because that's what this is, right? This is a massive, massive cover-up. And I know we could get into all of the emails that are so damning, that make Donald Trump look real bad. And all of the other people that were close to Jeffrey Epstein. One of the emails was from Peter Thiel, or to Peter Thiel. But in particular, I want to look at one email, and it's one that stood out to me, and it also stood out to the New Republic. This is by Hafiz Rashid. It was posted today, November 13th. It's entitled, Epstein emailed Trump's now ambassador asking for photos of a child. Newly released private emails show how closely tied Jeffrey Epstein was to Trump's circle of advisors. So all of the pillars of support under Trump, it's becoming more and more clear to me that it wasn't necessarily just money and power that they had invested in holding Trump up and making sure that he came to power this time. And, it's now very clearly also how many people around Trump who are currently propping him up are people who have a vested interest in making sure that the truth doesn't come out about the Epstein files. The New Republic says one of Jeffrey Epstein's newly released private emails implicates Tom Barak, an old friend of President Trump and current U.S. ambassador to Turkey. Barak sent an email to Epstein on March 9th, 2016, saying, "Hope you're good. Let's catch up. Epstein's reply is chilling in hindsight. I don't think it actually requires hindsight. By 2016, we already knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. All of these guys knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. The first investigation, criminal investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, was in 2005, and the allegations were that the abuse began of a 14-year-old girl as far back as 2002. Jeffrey Epstein was first indicted in 2006 in Palm Beach County. In May of 2007, an assistant U.S. attorney submitted a draft indictment with 60 criminal counts against Epstein. So no, Epstein saying this in an email in 2016 is not creepy or chilling in hindsight. It was chilling in the moment. And the fact that all of these guys continued to prop him up, engage with him, do business with him, right? Who knows what he had on them? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we will know eventually. Or maybe they just are all okay with this. So to that very simple email where Barack said, "Hope you're good, let's catch up," Jeffrey Epstein replied, "Send photos of you and child. Make me smile." Right, as the New Republic says, if anyone else wrote this email, you could say this was an innocent request, like, let me see pictures of you and your kid or your grandkid. But knowing what we know about Epstein, it possibly makes this sinister connotation that Epstein wanted to see something disgusting and illegal. The emails released yesterday by House Oversight Republicans and Democrats heavily implicate Trump in being closely associated with Epstein, even while he was president. And they are also implicating his confidants like Barack. The president has responded by referring to the whole thing as a hoax, even as his staff and other Republicans have confirmed that the emails are real and have identified one of the mentioned victims. So what comes next? Well, the 218 signatures on the discharge petition. That means there's going to be a vote on that next week. If that advances all the way to Trump, he will be put in the position of having to veto the disclosure of the Epstein files. And I'm inclined to think he might. There's no way he's going to let this see the light of day if he can help it. So how long are all of these folks going to continue to protect child predators? How long are all of these people going to continue to protect abusers, rapists? They protected Jeffrey Epstein, and they're continuing to protect Donald Trump. What's the tipping point? Because a post-Trump era is coming. The Republicans have now firmly solidified themselves as a PDF file protector party. That's who they are. Anybody on the Democratic side, well, not anybody. I'm sure there are Democrats who have worked over the years to suppress the release of the Epstein files. I mean, after all, Merrick Garland could have released them. Joe Biden, like at any point in time, any of these guys could have released this information, and they've chosen not to. So we'll see where this goes from here. But how long are big law? How long is the media, the military, institutions like our colleges and universities? How long are they going to continue to hold up, prop up, defend, protect, and cover up on behalf of PDF files of serial abusers of children and women? How long?